So hey guys, in writing news, I have finished a short project in the Wandering Roads universe. I haven't decided exactly when I'll release it, but it's a short piece that I think came out pretty well. Something to work on in between larger projects, which I think I might try and do, or at least keep a list of ideas for short things that can be done, I guess, in concert with other projects so that I can maybe get a better rhythm going. Um, Let's see. I guess that's all I care to say about that right at this particular second. But as far as the job search goes, I can say that I had a second interview this past week, and it was a little different. It was like a bunch of 20-minute interviews with a couple different people separated by little breaks. I want to say that it went well. I'd like to think optimistically. I was hoping that they would have an answer for me one way or the other by the end of this week, but maybe I'll hear from them next week, and we'll see how that goes. I have another interview with the different departments scheduled loosely for Wednesday. They didn't give me any specifics, but I'm assuming early next week they will contact me with some more details. Um, so we'll see how that goes. They called me on Friday and I guess did like a pre-screening of sorts to ask me about my experience and what I had been doing in my last position. And let's see, I can also say that I have been messing around a little bit with FaceRig during the winter sale. It was pretty cheap, so I downloaded the software. I haven't really fooled around with it too much, but I was mostly I guess putting things in place for later because I've seen a couple people do it on YouTube, and I might like to eventually have the option as well to include that in my repertoire. So to that end, I downloaded the software and I've started tweaking some of the settings. I probably won't really play with it until I actually have an avatar of my own to be able to mess with, because apparently you can do custom avatars. But I've been testing the waters with the basic default avatar, the mascot for the program, which you can see here. This is a little bit of a sample of what I've been toying with. It took a little bit of calibration because apparently, I guess, because Asians, it just kind of looked at the way my eyes were tracking, and it just kind of like almost, was. I had to tweak it so that it wouldn't think that my eyes were constantly closed, or whatever the case may be. But it just took a little, I guess, setting modification. But hopefully, once I understand a little bit more how the software works and I've had a chance to play around with it, you'll see some more of that. And also, particularly, hopefully, once I'm employed, I can afford a custom avatar that will suit me well going forward. But, one thing at a time. I've got the software, and now I can sort of play with it and see how it works, what features it has, that sort of thing. Once I get it working and get it cooperating with my other softwares, then maybe we'll see what we can do. In Patreon news, I've reestablished the $5 tier on Patreon um, because I have I've started scheduling my YouTube videos a significant distance in advance. Um, and, initially I was always kind of not sure exactly, how to manage that, but with trying to map out pretty much all of my YouTube videos for the year with, a couple of empty slots for whatever I might see fit to put in them later, and basically just kind of having, I guess, a schedule and an agenda, I have a better idea of what I'm going to release when, and I can sort of, I guess, plan things well in advance. So that being said, any videos that are scheduled will be released on Patreon about 6 months early. And this does not apply, of course, to time-sensitive things like vlogs, birthday content, anything centered around a specific calendar date like Christmas. Those will probably still be released early to Patreon, but they will not be released 6 months early. Particularly in the case of a lot of these time-sensitive things, they can only be produced so early or so close or shortly thereafter to the date in question. So, that will probably be a little less of a delay. But I mean, at the very least, I can more or less guarantee that every month will at minimum have at least one early release video probably most of the time 2, but I can only guarantee 1 for absolute certain at this point, but probably 2. And I might use those 2 months of the year where we have 3 weeks on my release date, which is usually Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning, for I guess whatever I see fit to put in there. Because I plan to try and see if I can do book reviews on a regular basis, and I want to try and maybe use the other slot in the month for like writing videos or other such things. And of course, any conventions I happen to make it to will probably take up the month of scheduled content with convention related videos. But we will see how that works, and if necessary, we'll fine tune things, and just. But I mean, at the very least, I think it'll work out better if I can, plan in advance and sort of have an idea of what I can offer that, at least for me, is, a unique service. So, we'll see how that goes. Well, that's it for now, and I guess I will catch you guys later.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!